So my lungs can't handle whatever's going on. I've got a COVID test on Wednesday. It's the earliest I can get it. I'm definitely getting a little it's a little unnerving since my friend who I talked to on Wednesday came down with COVID that I was with, and now my lungs are starting to get bad. Getting a little cough. So it's either the shit I've been doing outside since it's freezing out and my lungs can't handle it, or I've got COVID. I don't fucking know. We'll see. If it keeps getting worse, I won't be able to talk on here too much. I'll update you still, but when I take the dog out, I put on a scarf or I wear a mask or whatever, but it doesn't seem to be helping. My lungs hurt. I'm breathing okay. It's just a little harder to breathe. But that's all the symptoms I've got, so a little bit of a runny nose. But it's only like 8 degrees outside, so I can't tell what's from what. The dust is really high outside, so I don't know if that's making it worse, like allergy wise. But it went down below zero last night, and yeah, who knows? The person who got COVID that I was with on Wednesday, she just has like cold symptoms. She's fully vaccinated and boosted. I'm vaccinated, but not boosted. So we'll see how it goes. I don't, I never have high hopes. I've gotten so many COVID tests always thinking I have it. So we'll see. It could just be from the weather. Because literally, when I started feeling this, that's when it was like severely cold out, like beyond cold. And going out to like clear off my car in the freezing winter cold, taking out my dog 4 times a day in the freezing cold. It's the type of cold that if you have bare skin, it hurts. And I think it's doing a. It's like one of the two things. It's like it's either that, to the cold, or it's COVID. We'll see. But usually it doesn't attack your lungs first. So we'll see. I'm not really worried about it, but I am a little bit. Because the more my lungs get worse, you can't help but to like think about it, you know. And if it is, it's like I always have to think like what I have to do if I get COVID. I literally have to shut down my business and sit at home and do nothing. Might actually, as long as I don't get too sick, it might actually be an okay little break vacation. But since my body's not liking this, my lungs are not liking this weather at all. It's just more shit that my body's going through when I'd like it to just get better so I could taper again. Because if my tapers are going to take 3 to 4 months apiece, I don't want to make it any longer than I have to. I mean, I'm not ready to taper just yet, but I'd rather not have some setbacks in between. I mean, I just got over being sick a couple months ago. Really sick at that. And that wasn't COVID, so God. If this is, then it's certainly not as bad as it was when I was sick the other month. We'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll get worse if I do. Very typical. I don't want to have to take anything. I set myself back last time when I got sick because I took a couple of acetaminophen, and I mean that saved my ass though. The pain was so horrific that I just hate taking anything, and I'm hoping I don't have to if this gets worse. We'll see. But my lungs hurt. A lot of pressure in my chest. A little pressure in my ears and head. Nothing abnormal. It's just that I'm like looking for issues. I wish I didn't have to wait so long for a fucking COVID test. But it's Wednesday, early evening, like 3:45, I think. Still a couple more days. But every other time I thought I had COVID, I didn't. So I'm just going to go on with my life as normal until I get the test. If it says positive, I'll stay home. Tomorrow I'm going to try to go out for work. Well, realistically, I don't like taking anything. Hi, Sarah. If I have to, I could. But I just try not. But I don't really. It's rare I have to. I got to be in like some severe pain to try to at least knock it out a little. And at that time, my fever was so high last time that I was trying to take extra stuff to calm it down a little bit. Mostly if I get a temperature there, I leave it do its thing so it can bust out the virus. But last time I was so sick, I had to calm it down a little bit. It was too much. Too much for my body to deal with, you know. Whew. If I do take anything, it's usually like liquid Advil. I try not to take aspirin. Take liquid Advil, acetaminophen if I have no choice. And I've only taken 3 of those in 5 years, so it's really if I have no choice. It doesn't really set me back, but it puts me in a little wave. But it's sometimes I have to weigh the hell I go through. I think I've only taken 1 aspirin. I've taken more of the I think it's Advil, the liquid gels. I've taken like 20 of those in 5 years. So I've taken those a little more. But I try not to. I try not to take anything if I don't have to. I have no idea if it actually sets me back or not. I just try not to take anything if I don't have to. Like my body to do its fucking job on its own fucking own. I can deal with a lot of shit, so like a little headache or something, I don't need to take a pill to make that go away. But the pain that can go, like when I get sick and the pain gets too intense. I mean, I have fibromyalgia in general, had my whole life, but after the whole benzo thing, it's 100 times worse. So. Here comes the stupid spam links. In general, though, a decent day. I was actually feeling better. Anxiety's calmed down even more. But it's all those symptoms are handing itself off to something else, like my lungs, and so it's always something. It can never just be feel good. But honestly, I'd rather have this than that fucking anxiety, even though I still have it, but it's not remotely like it was. So it's definitely better. I'd say it's probably 50% better than it was. I got a lot of work done today and yesterday, but my lungs started actually hurting the night after it was freezing and we had like this blizzard, and I went out and cleaned off my car, and after that my lungs started to hurt. Of course, it just happened that same day I heard that my friend had COVID. So I'd say it was all in my head, but my lungs hurt. So who knows? If it's the weather, then it's just because I've got weak ass lungs and because I don't fucking exercise or do shit. So my lungs are weak as fuck. So basically, I just have to let them heal on their own and just get better, which they inevitably will. Just gotta wait it out. And also, with the freezing weather, my lungs are not used to it, so they'll start to get used to it after a while. Goes for every fucking season. And when it changes drastically, I always get really sick. But I hate the fact that my friend said she had COVID at the same exact time this is happening. So now I'm obviously worried about it. I'm not like freaking out or anything. It's not causing me extra anxiety or nothing, but just annoying. It's freezing. Let's see. It's probably warmer now. It is 15 degrees. Tomorrow it'll be a little warmer at 33, so hopefully I'll feel a little better. Start melting some of the snow, because we were in like 9 degrees the other day, and at night it's fucking freezing. And it got cold and gradually, which wasn't bad. But then it got really fucking freezing out of nowhere. And my weak ass fucking lungs, they don't like it. But the nose isn't really running or nothing yet. Had a little bit of a sore throat this morning, but nothing major. It's gonna keep the humidifiers on, stuff like that. I use filtered water for my humidifier. I don't know why you needed to know that, but I do. No. I was more social than now, but I went out once in a while, but pretty rare. I was pretty much a homebody. I didn't do too much. So it's not a huge difference for me. Like when COVID hit and everybody got stuck inside, it didn't really affect me that much, other than I couldn't go out for work, and I missed that a lot. I've always been kind of a germaphobe as well. So no big difference with COVID, except now I can wear a mask and not feel like a complete asshole about it. Yeah, I've always had social anxiety, but that's not what stops me. I just don't care to hang out with people. I really don't like people. I don't like things that people do, you know. Just not my thing. The whole reason I started benzos in the first place was partially because of social anxiety, or not social anxiety, but just a low level of anxiety. But they never stopped me from doing stuff. I just don't like people. I don't like hanging out with a lot of people. And usually people are always doing something that I just don't like to do. It's either people are drinking or doing shit that I don't, you know. It's easy for me. Most people are just worried about the way they look, and that gives them anxiety. I don't give one piece of shit about the way I look. My looks and the way I like vanity type stuff, I don't care about at all. It doesn't help me feel any better, so I don't care. That's why most people won't go on. Me, I mean, I've always been a musician and played live in bands and stuff like that. So being in front of people and doing stuff like this is not anything new. So it doesn't bother me. And usually there's not anybody really on to, if there was like 1,000 people, yeah, I probably wouldn't be doing it. But a couple people to talk to or whatever, it doesn't really phase me. And plus I had to tell my story on here eventually. I mean, just always try to help people get through this bullshit. And you guys help me get through what I got to go through. And this way I can vent, you know. It's like I can't sit and bitch about thinking I might have COVID to my girlfriend all day. you know. So I'd sit on here and bitch about it and kind of get it out without having to bother my girlfriend or close people. Because I already stressed everybody out enough. But people generally get bored of me since I'm on all the time, and that's fine. My story is still the same, and I'll continually come on here until my story's done, and that'll be a while, that's for sure. Life, no matter who you are, is full of setbacks. For us, for me, it's definitely way more setbacks than steps forward, that's for sure. Just when I start feeling better from my cut, I start getting sick again in general. Whether it be COVID or just something else, it's still always a setback of something, which leaves me to not taper. Thanks. But it's like I think I've got like 400 followers on here, and usually only about a select few come on here, and I'm okay with that. I just like to talk and vent. It's a good distraction for me as well. It's not good for my lungs today. I gotta kind of cool it. Maybe I should probably get off here in a sec. Kind of make it shorter. Maybe I'll inhale some warm steam or something. Lungs feel like shit. Oh, but yeah, I know. Like a lot, I would ask a lot of times. I would ask people to come on with me, and they won't because they don't like the way they look. And I said, "Who gives a fuck how you look? It's how you feel right now. If you're too worried about just looks, then your problems probably aren't that bad. When I start feeling better, then I could start worrying about my appearance again. I mean, I take a point to take a bath or a shower daily. Usually a bath because I hate the way the fucking shower feels. But make a point to at least try a little bit. But eventually, I'm hoping it turns into me being able to, put more energy into how I look and stuff like that. And right now, I just don't care. Changing my hair or face doesn't change how my brain is. And I don't mind the way I look. So, whatever. But I always tell people it's like, who cares how you look? Let's get you feeling better. What are you going to do? Maybe you can see that. Maybe others can't. I just try to portray. I try to fake everything, you know. I try to portray more confidence than I actually have. I usually act like I actually feel better than I really do. I don't know why. It's just I always try to be stronger than I actually am. It's amazing how many people don't think I'm that sick. And then I have to like explain it. All right, I'm getting out of here. Probably shouldn't even been talking this long. Almost a half hour. Considering my lungs feel like shit. So I'll update you tomorrow. My COVID test is on Wednesday. I usually just get the COVID test and don't really think much about it. But this time I'm really concerned to get the results. We'll see. All right. You have a good evening, Sarah, and we will see you soon.